This is a quick explainer video on how to set up these absence notification forms. Right, the first thing we've discovered is that they don't work if they're properly if they're saved on the Google Team Drive. This is obviously because the sharing settings are much more restrictive from the Team Drive. So if it is in your Team Drive, just make sure you move it into onto your normal Google Drive before or after you've set it up. It doesn't matter when, but once it's live, it won't work properly if it's in the Team Drive. So the first thing first, I'm just going to set this up for my course. So I'm going to try it with one of our courses, and then I'm going to change it up here as well. Now, it's most important that you get the preferences right in Google Forms. So that will avoid a lot of problems and save you a lot of time in the long run. So there are two ways of looking at that. Where the three dots are here, if you click on that and then go to preferences, this affects the preferences for all the forms that you make. It's not just for this form, it's your general settings. In this menu as well, you've got opportunities to make copies and more sharing options, add collaborators and so on, and get add-ons. More on that later. So we're going to look at preferences. There aren't a lot, it's not that confusing. We're going to always ask forms to collect the email addresses. There's no reason not to, unless you're doing something, getting some private feedback, so make sure that's checked. But also this one is really useful to make questions required. Otherwise, if you don't have them required, you can set this individually on the questions on the form, but if you forget to do that, then people could fill in the form and avoid answering certain questions. So if you have that checked, then it defaults to every question you put on the form being compulsory. You can always change it for individual questions. You'll see that in a minute. So I'm going to save that firstly. Now, if we look on the cog up here, this is the settings for this form, just for this form. So I'm going to, again, it's defaulted now to collecting email addresses. And this one is to restrict to City College Brighton Hove users. So that will be users in our domain, students that we have. So I would uncheck that in case someone's parent wanted to fill it in for them. Limit to one response. Don't do that with this form. Obviously, it will be live all year, so a student might be absent more than once. Respondents can edit after submit. You don't want to check that, and you don't want to bother with the last one as well. So it's just this one. Make sure it's not restricted to users at the college. I'm going to save that now. Now, as you'll see in the form, at the top here you have these icons. So we've looked at this one called the eyeball is the preview. So if you want to test it at any point, just click on here. Then you will see what the user will see, and you can always fill this in just to see how it works. You can delete the answers afterwards, but it's a good way of testing that it's working. To get back out here, you just click on the little pencil here, and then what we would do is we can see here it's asking for email address. They put the name in, the reason for absence. Now there are two tabs at the top. These are the questions and here are the responses. If you want to learn more about how to use these, obviously there are a lot of explainer videos online already, tutorials showing you how to do that, but it's pretty easy to pick up. You'll learn more just by playing around with it, trying to get it to work for you. If we click on responses here, it will start to list the responses as they come in, and but what we want it to do is to filter them all into a spreadsheet. So if we click on this icon here, create spreadsheet, so it's going to create a spreadsheet now based on the title of the form, so that's fine. It will go into the same location on your drive where the form is, kept. Now you may want to move that afterwards into your Team Drive so it's more secure. Yeah, I think that's something we need to maybe do some more training on, is using the Google Drive and the Team Drives. But for now, I wouldn't worry about that too much. But basically, all we're doing now is creating a spreadsheet, and that spreadsheet all the answers will go into the spreadsheet. We're seeing it now. And so we'll have a column for when the date and time that it was submitted, the email address, the name, and the reason for the absence. And obviously, this can become a really easy to use and important document for tracking student attendance. So, but the last thing we need to do is set up email notifications. So we need to make sure that certain people will get the form responses emailed to them. And obviously that will be the teachers of the particular student, and their maths and English tutors as well. So to do that, we need to use an add-on for Google Forms. There's not the ability to do that isn't built into the form. Now, this is quite easy to do. We just click on the three dots again, and we go down here to add-ons. And this will take us to the Chrome Web Store, where there are all these different add-ons for Google Forms. And here we go. There's a lot of different ones that give you form notifications. So we're just going to use this one. It's very simple. Just click on it. I've already got it on mine, so I don't need to install it. But if you ever need to get some help on it, or whatever, you can go there. So mine is already installed, that add-on, and you see this jigsaw piece icon is the icon for add-ons. I'm going to click there, and I've got several. So it's the middle one, this one, form notifications. This top one I used to use, but they started trying to charge me. The middle one's completely free. It's just called form notifications. Now I'm going to add this add-on to this form, and I need to configure notifications. What will happen now is that you get this little box pops up. You click on notify me, and then you can type in any email addresses, comma separated, that need to be notified. So I know Jane, the other teacher on this course, will need the notification. So we'll put hers in. Obviously, you could put as many people in here as you want. And then we need to make sure this is send notifications after every one response. You might obviously only have, you might have very few problems with absenteeism. Obviously, if this tends to, if you're dealing with a lot of students on a course and it tends to get unruly, you could limit it to 2 or 3. But so I'm going to click save on there now, and it's telling me it's not allowed for some reason. Check I typed that in properly. Okay, I think it probably is working. We'll test that in a minute, but it doesn't usually do that. So now I'm just going to show you how this works. I'm going to go to preview here, and I'm going to put in my email address. I'm going to put my name. I'm going to put my reason for absence. What's the most ridiculous thing I've ever had? And I'll put something sensible in. Just put I've got the flu, and then click submit. Now what will happen is that I will get an email, and Jane, the other teacher, will get an email now, which she'll be confused about, but I'll explain that to her. Now if we go now back up here to the spreadsheet, we see it's been populated already. So it's told me that 1346 on the 7th, this person has punched in that they've got the flu. Okay, and that's about it really. That's as far as we need to go. It's just those simple little pitfalls. So firstly, don't store the form on your Google Drive, on the Team Drive. And in fact, that's why the add-on wasn't working, because this one is still on the Team Drive. Once I've moved it, the add-on will work. Don't store the form on your Team Drive, but you can put the responses. The responses is always linked to the form. You can move this Google Sheet onto the Team Drive, and I'd advise doing that because there will be confidential material on there. But if you haven't, just be really careful about ever sharing that or the folder it's in with anyone else. Okay, and that's it. Thank you.